So we knew this appeal was coming today. I guess was the earliest it could have been filed. So here's where we stand: $454 million, but $100,000 post-judgment of interest every single day. So while we're talking right now, it's almost like the debt clock. We can just see it sort of inching up second by second. You know, Jesse, I'll start with you. In addition to what is in the ruling today regarding committing errors of law and or fact, a lot of people say there's also an Eighth Amendment part of this where, you know, excessive fines are prohibited.
No, that's right. I think there's absolutely an Eighth Amendment problem with this case. There's any number of constitutional problems at issue with this case, but the Eighth Amendment does basically prohibit punishments that are unreasonable. And there's you have that problem. Then you have the very serious due process issues here in this case, a case where you have a judge that very clearly made up his mind before any evidence was heard, a judge that should have recused himself from the beginning. And I think the one thing that we kind of see from all of this right now is that we have a crisis of conscience in too many judicial chambers in this country right now, where judges are refusing to put their politics aside when they make decisions. They're talking to their colleagues, they're talking to their clerks, they're talking about everyone else about their cases, and listening to the media, and letting that inform them on how they make their decisions rather than getting their information from the courtroom. And that's a very, very real problem that we have going on right now.
Donating.
In this case.
They're on the record
Exactly.
for donations. Judge Juan Merchant, who you'll be dealing with for the Stormy Daniels case, also the Colorado judge, who now it's in the hands of the Supreme Court. Doug, staying back to real quickly this fraud ruling here, how unusual would it be for Judge Engoron last week not to have a stay in the amount and all this interest while you're appealing? I mean, wouldn't that just be the normal course to do? You're appealing, so this in effect won't be going through. But no, he has 30 days as of last Friday to come up with this whopping figure.
Well, nothing in this case is normal.
True.
You know, refusing to grant him 30 days extra time to get the assets marshaled is just breathtakingly preposterous. Imagine standing in a courtroom, Your Honor, my client, as you know, is worth in excess of $2 billion. He needs 30 more days on this, and it's denied. I've never seen that in 38 years. Every single thing about this case, as Jesse said, ruling on liability immediately with no opportunity to present anything. That's a 14th Amendment deprivation of due process. And then, as you said, Bianca, the 8th Amendment, it's an excessive fine. So he's got a lot of very good federal claims, and that's important because the case may one day end up in the Supreme Court, quite honestly.
Yeah, here we go. Donald Trump obviously had a big win in South Carolina. Most likely, according to polls, will win again tomorrow in Michigan. So he'll be pushing forward. The RNC is putting up a resolution, Jesse, talking about trying to say that RNC money won't go help Donald Trump's legal funds. Do you have any take on any of that, or why they're doing this, and where do you stand with that? I know there's a GoFundMe for Donald Trump and other things for his legal help as well.
Well, I mean, what I'll just say about the RNC is there certainly are some RNC members who unfortunately still are never Trumpers, and I don't think that resolution is necessary one way or another. I think Chris LaCivita has been clear that that's not the plan. But rather than get into the weeds on that issue, the important thing right now is that we all come together as Republicans in this most important time in our country's history to fight back against these bureaucrats who want to continue to take over America and continue to make their will the law rather than allow the American people to choose who the president's going to be, because all we see in courtrooms across America right now is election interference by judges, and we all must come together as Americans, and certainly the Republican Party, to defeat that.
That certainly was the message at CPAC, very successful CPAC last week. Final 20 seconds to you, Doug, to finish off on what Jesse just said.
Well, isn't it ironic that the left accuses the right of trying to undermine democracy when that's exactly what they're doing?
Well, here we are. We're watching this very closely. Great analysis and great to see you both, Jesse and Doug. I appreciate both of your time today.